We saw a picture of you just then when you were walking in, when you were coming in, of you standing with a placard in the street.
Yes.
Was it a wet night?
It was very wet. It was very cold.
And it was after you'd finished your work, was it?
No, it was before.
Oh, right.
Yes.
What were you doing?
Well, the Criterion is in danger of being pulled down for development, for speculation. It's an extremely valuable site in Piccadilly. And I don't know quite what they want to do with it. I suspect office blocks, that sort of thing. And I, along with members of my profession, were making a statement, A, about the fact that obviously we are interested parties that theatres should exist still in the centre of London, and that B, too many old and lovely and historic old buildings are being pulled down for pristine office blocks to take their place. I must here add a gentle rebuke to the members of my profession who didn't turn up on that cold, wet night.
They didn't.
It was supposed to be a mass demonstration, and in fact, not enough people turned up.
And that makes you gently angry.
It does make me gently angry because when you demonstrate, and I'm generally pretty careful about what I demonstrate about, one gets asked to do a lot of things, you know, then when your own profession and your livelihood is involved, then I think it's absolutely essential that you should turn up and show strength.
Is it not a bit strange, Diana, that, that you don't know what the Criterion site is going to be used for? Aren't you, in a sense, complaining about an enemy which you can't recognise?
I see an enemy as anything that pulls a theatre down. Now, I read in my newspaper recently that they suspected that 9 theatres would be dark within the next year.
That means empty.
That means empty within the next year. So then comes the counter-argument. Why are you demonstrating to keep a theatre open when 9 are probably going to be dark? My argument to that is, witness what has happened to the National Theatre, the delay in building that.
Right.
There are going to be no new theatres built, none. And we must keep the ones we've got.
But then you haven't answered the argument which you've so cleverly posed for yourself.
What's that?
Well, I mean, if the theatres are empty,
Yes.
coming up empty, and there are 2 places finishing this week...
Theatres have been empty before.
Yeah, but there are a lot empty
What they're
now,
suggesting, they're not yet. What they're suggesting is that they're going to stay dark. I'm suggesting that this is what's known as a sort of temporary setback in we all know about it in our economy, but that the theatre as a form of entertainment will always exist. And we've always had our ups and downs, and we've got a down right now. And it's right now that we need, all of us, to show our belief and to pull together and to keep it going.
What would you do with darkened theatres? Say they get to be more than 5, which are this week. Would you think of any way of employing them temporarily meanwhile?
Oh, I can, obviously. Bands of actors can get together, there are hundreds of them in London. And providing that the theatre managers play ball, which I suspect they won't, because they have... very commercial interests in their hearts, but plenty of people could put on plays in the theatres.
One of the things that has surprised me about you is that you've, I don't know whether it's suddenly, but recently you have invested, if that's the right word, in a Range Rover.
Yes, well, it wasn't all that recent. I've had it a couple of years. But
oh, you have?
So people have just begun to write about it. Yes.
People have become aware of it.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Is that because you've been banging into people?
Yes. Oh, God. I have to tell you, I'm a good driver, first of all, in case my insurance agent is watching the programme. But I had 2 accidents recently in 10 days. You know what a Range Rover is? It's like a truck. It's like a fire engine. Mine's red. They call it the fire engine.
It's very big as well,
yes,
isn't it?
and it's got a winching machine at the front if ever you need to winch anyone.
I'll make a note of that.
And I left my car in gear outside my garage doors the other day, which is not something I do customarily. And I leapt into it to drive away. And instead of driving away, of course, 2 garage doors were demolished. I'm completely demolished. And the other one, unfortunately, and if he's watching, a taxi driver in the King's Road, and the arse end of his cab, instead of being convex, is now concave. And he has my deep apologies.
And you weren't wearing truck driver's costume at that time, right?
No, I enjoy driving in the most feminine things, because then people really consider you to be a threat. If you look feminine behind a truck...
You're all right.
Yes.
You're all right. Now, so if it's 2 years old, it's not some symbol, then, of a new kind of freedom or independence?
Oh, heavens, no. I get it because, I got it because it takes me from A to B, generally without bumping into taxis, easily.
You get a very good press. People think a lot about you. People are careful about things they say, and they are, on the whole, flattering, with reason, about your behaviour. If there was a woman in Scunthorpe or Accrington, have you heard of Accrington?
Yes, of course.
What do you know?
Stanley.
Accrington Stanley, that's right. A woman in Pitchrow Street in Accrington or Back Mary Ann Street in Barnsley behaving in the same way would be called almost a scarlet woman.
Yes, they would.
Now, why do you get away with it?
Because I think people like to accord license to, it's a hateful word, but stars and people in the entertainment business and, or not even people in the entertainment business, just personalities. Yeah. Possibly there's a sort of responsibility to behave better simply because you are in the public eye, but I fought very hard because I came from a background where being an actress was automatically a scarlet woman.
Was it?
Yes.
What
Yorkshire.
Right.
See, that's not easy in Yorkshire.
That's right.
And I've always fought to be myself. So I've never actually lied and I've never pretended to be anything other than myself. And that means a lot of things that other people don't agree with. Mm. And I'm sorry for that, and I'm sorry if it upsets them, but I refuse to subscribe to what people wish me to be.
Good. But may I pose another reason, possibly, which you can agree or disagree with me? It's because you can also literally explain your behaviour to people. I mean, if you're doing a newspaper interview or, say, a television interview,
yes,
you can explain literally and sort of rather strongly what you mean.
Yes.
And that may be a gift that's not given to those other people I was talking about elsewhere. Maybe they're not gifted in the same kind of way, or as expressive.
Yes,
do you
and
think
also
that's a viable answer?
Yes, I do, and also the fact that being an actor or an actress, you learn to question yourself. You have to know yourself in order to function properly. Mm. And I think this self-knowledge helps you to explain yourself, whereas maybe somebody's reacting and they don't know what they're reacting against and they can't really explain it very well.
Are you at this age and stage vulnerable still?
Always.
Emotionally?
Always.
Always?
Yes.
You haven't got wiser suddenly?
No, I don't really want to get much wiser. I think when you get wise, you get complacent, and I'd prefer to be vulnerable and make mistakes and go on.
Till you get knitting in the old
till I get
home. So a friend, a person in your profession said recently, and I have to look at my note here, says that television makes you famous and that films make money for you, in other words, make you rich, and but theatre is where it's at. Now, at the moment, you and Alec are bashing out Pygmalion nightly at the theatre. Do you agree with that? Is that where you would finally come to rest? I mean, are you contemptuous of TV?
No, I'm not at all. It made me. Why should I be contemptuous of it? But I think theatre is where it's at, as far as I'm concerned, and that's the only way I can explain it. That let's take television. It's a camera.
Let's take
take
the three
films.
of them. Let's take
no, I'm taking one by one.
Right.
Television is a camera. Films is a camera. Theatre is real people. Now, when you are acting in front of people, they tell you how good you are. They tell you when you're being untruthful by picking their noses, shifting in their chairs, coughing, doing all those things that mean you are not interesting me at all. And to me, it's the most profound way of knowing whether you're getting better at it or not. Mm. So I'll always go back to the theatre, and I think that's why theatre is where it's at.
Of course, people can pick their nose at home while they're watching you on television, can't they?
Yes, but you don't know about it. You don't learn.
No, but then you can't be aware of that kind of thing, of that kind of problem, then, can you? You don't learn, in fact.
This is what I'm saying. You don't learn.
Yeah. Now, you're on television on Sunday night in Affairs of the Heart,
yes,
playing an American lady. Mm-hmm. Is she classy?
She was written at a time when American ladies were not particularly classy. They had money. Which now makes them very classy, of course. But, you know, the English aristocracy was crumbling at that time, and they were sort of all into bread and getting a bit gaga. Yeah. And all these American heiresses came over and married into the English aristocracy. And this is one of those stories. She's a lovely lady, except she never stops talking. And I happened to be playing in the theatre at the same time, which meant that I was talking for 11 hours a day. And finally, we taped the show on the Wednesday, and I went to do the Thursday matinee, and I could hardly talk at all. So they called in the miracle voice doctor, who does all these things down your throat.
All these what?
Down your throat, you know, this stuff. And he does Maria Callas and Joan Sutherland and all that stuff. And he came up with my favourite phrase. He said, "Sit down, open your legs, I want to look at your vocal cords."
I see. TV makes you famous. Films make you famous, yeah. Why is it that in these large groups of visitors to England, mainly from America, you hear them stomping up and down when they're getting out of their sharas? Do you know what a shara is?
Yes.
What is it?
A bung,
That's
shara
right,
bung.
that's
Yeah.
right. I say. The only two things we want to see are Billy and we want to see Diana Rigg and Pygmalion. Why is it that you're the only two they basically want to flock to? Do you know that?
I have no idea. I'm happy about it, but I have absolutely no idea.
It's true, though, isn't it?
No, I
You
don't
have
think it is
evidence of-
entirely true because they go. There again, the voice of doom is spreading, and we have to stop it. The theatres in London are doing not at all badly. Good Companions is doing very badly. Well, help. Very well. The Norman Conquest is doing well. Streetcar Named Desire was doing very well before it came off. I've no doubt Saturday, Sunday, Monday is going to do well. And I'm advertising for all my chums. I wish you'd been there the other night, kids.
With your plaques?
With your plaques, yeah.
What do you do? Talk, which brings us conveniently and beautifully round to the end of the conversation, which is where we began with the placard. What in hell's name do you do to follow up that? You've stood outside and you've done that
Heaven
with the placard.
knows.
How do you follow that up, Mary?
I absolutely have no idea. I mean, if I did, I'd be doing it. But
oughtn't you to have
it's
been-
the world of big business, and we don't count.
No, but what I mean, if you're going to carry through a campaign, oughtn't your strategy to include something after simply a placard holding?
Yes, well, hopefully the Equity Committee are going to get together for the next move.
Right.
I mean, they are constantly fighting the council,
Right.
but an en masse demonstration like that, which hits the newspapers, is good because it makes the public aware.